Welcome to the Shellonomics Podcast, your source for pure Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles entertainment, presented by King Mictus.
Okay, guys, we are here for another episode of Shellonomics. We are joined by our good friend Jephael, who's been our friend since the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Technodrome forums. So, Jephael, let's get started. What was your origin story to the Ninja Turtles?
That goes all the way back to 1989. And I remember getting the original figures one by one through it's birthday and Christmas presents. And then one day I was watching Disney Afternoon and during a commercial break, I said, I'm going to flip the channel, see what else is playing. And then I came across an episode of Turtles, and, that was kind of the beginning of it all. And then of course I kept taking more and more interest in it. I started collecting stuff, all sorts of, I would find more of the toys, and then the Archie comics, and I started playing the video games with my cousins. So yeah, it's been a fun ride throughout the years.
Especially in being blessed that both of us were a part of Turtle Mania, because you couldn't go anywhere without, people were even using Ninja Turtle toothpaste back in our era pretty much. You just couldn't go anywhere.
I had a cousin of mine who unfortunately passed away back in 2008. I remember when he first told me about the movie that was coming out. Oh, it's going to be like the cartoon. He's like, no, it's going to be all live action with suits and stuff. I'm like, oh, that sounds neat. So I didn't know I was kind of expecting puppets or something, but that's kind of what they were. But it was like a full on, full body outfits and stuff.
No, exactly. Jim Henson saved the day there, and it was nice to see a little breath, because I think in Rob Paulson's book, I can't quote me on this, but I think it's not that they were upset they didn't get the roles. I think they were upset that they didn't even get asked for it, but I don't think their voices would have fit that movie, just the way it was going, that tone. I don't think it would. I think it wouldn't have matched at all.
Well, they wouldn't have even fit in the Michael Bay films. They wouldn't have fit there either.
No, I agree. Nope, they're cool in that random one, because again, you're a diehard fan. I'm sure you're aware of the Caves one. That was almost like the coming out of their shells, Turtles. It's on YouTube. So
that one was funny because Cam Clark did play Leonardo in that, and Peter Renedy was also Splinter.
Yeah, exactly.
Peter Renedy is one of the only. Peter Renedy and Pat Fraley. Well, unfortunately, I never got to meet Peter Renedy before he died, but I'd like to still meet Pat Fraley, but I have met the four Turtle actors. I got to see I have stories about the Ivy sisters, hanging out with them in Pasadena back in 2015, and we got to do some meetups with Townsend Coleman and Renee Jacobs. That was a lot of fun.
Oh God, absolutely! Those guys are all very generous. So
yeah.
Question we got for you: your name is Jephael, which sounds more like Raphael, but some fans may assume your favorite turtle is Raphael, but it is not. Who is your favorite turtle and why?
Actually, that's kind of an interesting question, because I like all four of them combined, but I will say my big favorites are Michelangelo and Donatello, because my character in my fanfics is actually I get these turtle abilities in my story. I basically put myself and some friends from high school into the story where we get zapped into the Turtles world. I end up getting hit by some mutation beam, and Donatello and Michelangelo trying to free me, and then as a result, I end up getting transformation powers similar to Carter from the last two seasons, and so I can turn into one of them, but I retain my human hair. I had some fun with that, and then what I've realized, I kind of basically turned myself into a mellow version of the Incredible Hulk, but as a turtle.
Hey, why not? It's still green, so it's still kind of. So let's talk a little bit about that. So, what was your first interaction of fans? Was it through the Technodrome forums? Because that's where I found people in early 2000s.
Right. Yeah, that's what I did too. Originally, I met people through a website. There was a fan site dedicated mostly to the cartoon. It was Casey Wyndham and someone named Samus. I can't remember who they were, but yeah, they used to do their own RPG on AOL in AOL chat room, and I got involved with them a little bit, but I didn't get to know them too long because they kind of disbanded, and the site eventually kind of went dead. And after GeoCities was closed down, the site was just gone. But the one person on the website, she introduced me to Michelle Ivy and the TMNT group, and that's kind of where it all snowballed from there. I got to know Michelle Ivy through the years. I didn't get to meet her. I didn't get to meet her in person until 2006 when she was in my hometown area. I was like, hey, come on over and visit. So she came to visit for a day, and Unfortunately, this was like just a year or so after her accident.
Oh,
And I'm
right.
sure she's told you about that. And like, so yeah, sure, her arm was already bothering her a little bit, and the cold didn't help. But she was doing good back then. She was doing a lot better than she is now. But yeah, it was fun getting to meet her. And like, my mom would tell her coworkers, yeah, Jeff had a friend from the internet over, and everyone's like, really? That's crazy. And I'm like, yeah, it can happen.
It's the normal now. It's the new norm now. But gosh, Geos, that is really taking me back just here in Geos. That's like Geo City, Angel Fire, all those.
I know, yeah, it's crazy.
All those.
I have so many memories of different fans that I used to talk to and I buy stuff from, and like I have some of their names listed on my collection page. So that I gave thanks to people who've given me stuff, and one person I can't remember who they called what they went by back then, but I remember he had a section of his website where he did film reviews as Michelangelo, how Michelangelo would possibly review a movie, and I really want to try and recover them through the that Wayback Machine site, but unfortunately there was none of it was there, so I'm like, that's a shame. So so much is lost, but I've been able to salvage some other stuff that I have on my website now. Just got to go to the games and downloads part of my site.
That's what I wanted to talk about. We will get to that website, but first I wanted to talk a little bit about something that you mentioned before we went live is fan fiction. Now, I've seen a lot of this in the Ninja Turtle Technodromes. For those who are listening, on Shellonomics on Spotify and YouTube, for those who are unaware of what fan fiction is, can you explain a little bit about what fan fiction is and what you've actually done in that environment?
It's basically just, whenever you feel like telling a story that comes to mind, just tell it. Like, what if this happened? Like, I've been doing this. What's funny is that's kind of what we do with the toys when you think about it. That's what we've always done with the toys, make up our own adventures. That's basically what the point was of the toys altogether. So, which is funny because one day I was at my job at Wendy's, and a friend I was working with was like, boy, it'd be cool I bet you'd like to be a Ninja Turtle. I'm like, yeah. And then that's kind of where I got the idea for the Jephael verse, my little reality that I made up. And, and then just one story after another, it just kind of I turned it my own little series. And then I started having more fun with it. I would cross over. I would have I had a setup where it was 1990. I started around the early, I had set in the early 90s, but originally because of some kind of time reversal thing that Shredder and Crown were messing with called the time pool. I kind of stole this from an old Mighty Morphin Power Rangers storyline.
Okay.
So I had the Earth rewound 7 years, and then as a result, the Turtles ended up in my world, living with me in my parents' house, and then. So that was it's kind of like one of those sort of that was pretty every fan's dream at least once.
Yeah. So how does that work with the fanfic then? Were you writing that similar how people use blogs? Were you writing these monthly or weekly? And what goes in your mind to actually get that good story out on paper?
It was all kind of random because I didn't have a blog or anything. I've always I always use I have an old version of AOL that I was able to download that I keep on a flash drive, and whenever I install it, I use it to write text, and it puts it in HTML, and then when I save it, it puts it in HTML format on when you open it in Notepad, and that's kind of what helps me design my website over the years, because there was a lot of different there were log files that you can use to make and then I just transfer the text, the codes in the text to the HTML file for the website.
Very nice. So, did you ever make any friends in the fanfic? Did you
my friend Lisa Weiser. I've known Andrew Modine, although Andrew Modine, he's kind of infamous for he's sort of very narrow-minded about the Turtles because he only cares for the original Mirage comics. He really does not like the cartoons or even the movies. So it's kind of hard to talk to him about it because it's he's not very open about it like the rest of us are. And I really I don't talk to Ivy as much as I used to, but I used to love talking with her about all this stuff because she has so much knowledge.
Oh yeah.
A friend in college used to pick on me for being such a Turtles fan. He said he called me the foremost authority on a subject no one else cares about. Oh. So So then I started calling Michelle Ivy the foremost authority on Ninja Turtles because she knows way more than I do.
Oh yeah, I've called her the walking Wikipedia of Ninja Turtles many a times.
Yeah.
Oh man, so what's your, I guess, like your most famous story from the fanfic? Were you just inspired to do something that maybe the cartoon or comics didn't tell?
I had a lot of fun with that. Like I did a whole story where Sharon and Kai were also in the real world. And like, screw it, we're just gonna go to the White House and like abduct the president or whatever. And of course, it's in the '90s, so I had to be President Clinton.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And so I had some fun with that. And then in fact, during that story, I said, hey, I'm gonna make Bebop and Rocksteady switch sides. They're gonna come to their senses and realize, hey, we really like work for Shredder and Krang anymore. They're really. So it's funny because I kind of did it before that Nickelodeon crossover.
Yeah.
So it's like, I kind of did it first in a way. So I mean, I've always wanted to see Bebop and Rocksteady be more friendly to the turtles because they're mutants too.
Yeah.
But yeah, then around the time the 2 and 3 show on 4Kids started, I got really into the Leatherhead character, and then I looked back at the Archie comics. Like, I really like his backstory as Jess Harley. I like how that happened, and then so now I'm actually currently slowly working on my own complete reboot of the Turtles, and it's sort of my own little version of them. Like, I want to give away too much because I'm having a lot of fun planning it, but I just kind of have this idea to like bring certain characters together, or like have Leatherhead and Monogecko start out as relatives, but as human relatives, and then. But they also know Mona Lisa, and they're all from the land down under, or Australia, and of course they get they have their encounter with the mutagen, and it turns into the mutant characters we know them as, and but there's a lot of other ideas I have for this, and like I have this whole like I can show you guys sometime on what I have in mind, and I'd love to get more people involved. My friend Patrick, he's creating his own original series. That I don't really want to get into here, but
sure.
He's a really good artist, and I'm gonna have him design my version of the Turtles and other characters.
Well, that sounds fun.
That'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, exactly. Well, again, it's your story the way you want it, and that's why fanfic works. And it's usually, from what I've seen, it's a lot more support and positive than negative because most people who are reading the fanfics are actually fanfic fans themselves.
Yeah.
So, good to hear. So. Let's talk a little bit more about your website. You've been running this site for a while. What inspired you to actually make your own website dedicated to Ninja Turtles?
Oh, just all the fan sites that came before and during my time in the fan base. Like, there used to be so many of them. I feel like I'm one of the few left. I'm one of, like, yeah. And there's not a lot like that one anymore out there now. Everyone's on YouTube or whatever and TikTok. And I kind of want to keep it old school like that.
Yeah, it's a very clean page. It's almost like TMNT Toys that we interviewed last year. Another just very old school, nice pages for us, young timers, I guess we call us now. Most of us are in our 40s, just like as old as the Turtles. But yeah, so what I like about your page too is you do a lot of research. Not only do you keep up with the blogs, I saw you wrote one not too long ago in November, but you actually have a page dedicated to all the Ninja Turtle cameos. So what inspired you to actually put those all together? You've got when they were on the Muppet Babies, when TV shows talk about them. You've got a very huge list for us to check out.
Oh yeah, I love to look this. I love to Google this stuff. I love to go on because you'll see all the I even credit the websites I've looked up stuff on, and I just have a lot of fun with it. I get to I have a lot of fun doing this stuff because not because I have a lot of time on my hand, but just because this is a huge industry, and I really have a lot of respect for it. And, especially the voice acting, there's just something I've actually felt inspired to become a voice actor, but I kind of want to, I sometimes want to look into it, but I don't know if I'll ever, and a cartoon writer as well. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's so much of it has really inspired me and give me kind of a drive to do something with my life that something that will be a lot of fun for not just myself, but for other people to enjoy.
Yeah. Do you have a personal favorite cameo or when people were talking? Mine's the Muppet Babies. I love that show growing up. I thought that was hilarious to see that.
Wait, when was this?
The Fozzie and the Muppet Babies show that's on your website?
Yeah. Oh, that one when they were parodying the Muppet Babies. Yeah, that was funny. I liked that.
Do you have a personal favorite of all of them?
I liked Bill and Ted. There was a Bill and Ted cartoon episode where they go to meet Leonardo da Vinci's cool. Oh, cool. The Ninja Turtles. Where are Donatello and Michelangelo? And what's funny about that one is I was watching the original movie, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures, and they meet two of the people they bring to the present are the namesakes of the frogs, Genghis and Napoleon.
Oh yeah, you did put that in your website. That's right. I did
Yeah.
remember. Yeah, just how ironic was that? That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Little homage there. What's also cool is a lot of old fans still are unaware of this, but the Ninja Turtles were actually featured in Disney World, and on your website, you actually have not only a little story about that experience, but you actually were there at one of the events. Can you tell us what that was like?
Yeah, it was very brief. When in 1991, when I went to MTM Studios with my family, my cousin and her parents were with us, and of course, I was really getting into Turtles at the time. In fact, on the road trip to Disney, I even picked up a copy of Turtles Adventures because I just started reading that series, and I just remember getting really excited about going to MGM, seeing not just the Ninja Turtles, but all the other attractions. Things like, I remember the first time I saw the movie ride and other things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Those are always cool. So where do you see the future of your website in the next 5 years? Do you still plan any other breakdowns you're trying to do? Because you do actually have some, you talk everything Ninja Turtles on there. Is there any goals you have in the next few years, what you'd like to accomplish?
Well, I know I got a few more Jephael stories left to tell. And then I want to wrap that up, and then I'm just gonna keep sharing I'm just gonna keep sharing any information I find out, and any new stuff that might be coming out.
Okay. So, being a super fan, obviously a lot of us love going to Comic-Cons and fan events. So, tell us about a time when you went to a Comic-Con, and like you said earlier, maybe you just want to share a little bit more about meeting Townsend Coleman. What was any of those experiences like? Meeting, some of the celebrities from the TMNT universe.
I've had some really great interactions with people. Getting to meet. I remember going to New York Comic Con, meeting Mike Sitter Nicholas, the voice of Leonardo, also Veronica Taylor, the voice of April, and the guy that did Baxter Stockman in that show.
Oh, nice.
And so yeah, that was neat meeting them. And I also got to meet the original Big Bird. What was his name? But
Carol Spinney?
Carol Finney, yeah. And I got to meet him, got his autograph. And then I got to meet some other people that were involved in Turtles in some way or another. When I was with the Ivies 10 years ago in California, they actually took me to see the company that made all the sculpts for the turtle figures.
Whoa.
I remember them telling me, Jeff, make sure whatever you do, don't share anything online that you might see. And I'm like, oh, of course, no problem. And
top secret stuff, exactly.
Yeah. Also, when we met up with Townie, he even told us about everyone already knew about the crossover that was coming, but he kind of told us about it ahead of time. So I'm like,
right.
It's like they were like, yeah, keep shut about that, Jeff. And I'm like, okay, because I remember Andrew Modine. I kind of feel bad name dropping like that, but he kind of messed things up for a lot of us when Warner Brothers had him and Michelle Ivey on board, but working on the 2007 movie. He overstepped his boundaries.
Oh wow! No, I didn't know that.
So they got in trouble for that. Yep.
I didn't know about that one.
But it's that's the thing about if I ever got the chance to work with Nickelodeon, Paramount, or anything, I'd really want to be respectful of their wishes, not to divulge too much information too soon.
Yeah,
because I know they're very they like to keep things hush.
Absolutely. So you've been a big fan of Turtles, much like myself, for well over 30 plus years now. There was a really cool thing when I was doing the Shellonomics versions for the Tales of the TMNT comics with our friend TMNT Talk. Mm-hmm. And while I'm reading and scrolling down, I see Jephael in one of the Q&A parts there. So what inspired you to actually write the comics, and how thrilled were you just if you can recall any bit wow, that actually posted my question in here?
I actually did used to email Dan Berger a lot back when Volume 4 was coming out. I used to love emailing him, talk about everything that was coming out, and we said, and I figured, oh, heck with it, I'm just gonna submit a couple letters. I have a couple letters also published in Volume 4, I had a lot of fun talking, communicating with them, and asking certain questions. I remember asking questions about the Justice Force was an interesting set of characters, or they were an obvious parody. He is superhero. It's funny because they kind of did it. I feel like Ninja Turtles did a better job the Ninja Turtles have done a better job than like say the Boys.
Yeah.
It's like, and then I am a fan of the Kick-Ass movies. I've always wanted to see like somewhere there's a video. Someone did a fan video of Casey Jones fighting Kick-Ass. That's a really funny one.
Yeah, it's in Beyond the Sun. It's been a while.
Like that.
I think that's the name of
it.
That was a pretty wild one for sure.
Also, there's that epic rap battles of history here where the Turtles are singing against their namesakes.
Yeah, and there's some other cool fan-made movies too. I know there's a Casey Jones fan-made movie that was pretty cool.
That was cool. And they had
there's another one.
Got Robbie Risk to be Michelangelo.
Which I thought was pretty wild.
That was cool.
Well, Jeff, we got you. Let's talk a little bit of Turtles. You're a big fan of Turtles. I'm going to put you on the spot here. What I'd like you to do is you have your Mount Rushmore Ninja Turtles. You can only choose one incarnation of each turtle. So, for example, if your favorite Donatello was from the 1990 movie, that's fine. If your favorite Raphael was a 1987 cartoon, that's fine. So I'm curious, your Mount Rushmore of all four Ninja Turtles.
But just look at my cartoon series showcase, and there's your answer. It's 1987 Donatello, 2003 Michelangelo, 2012 Raphael, and Rise Leonardo.
Ooh, I actually was starting to like the Rise Leonardo because it's pretty cool just to see him evolve into that leadership role. Were you shocked in that show that Raphael was the leader to start it off?
Yeah, I thought that was funny. I thought it was funny considering the mistake they made in the old song "Turtle Power," or when they called Raphael leader of the group. I figured maybe that's where they got the idea.
Yeah, that's one I'll have to ask if we ever get that singer on here. I think that'd be pretty cool if we can get the partners in crime on here to ask them what really went down for that. But he actually had a sequel to that too. If you ever see Rock the Half Shell, it was like Rock the Cash Bar. That came out I think in 2015 or something.
Oh, that's cool. I'll have to look that up now.
Have you heard of that one before?
Not till now.
I'll send you. I'll get you in touch. It's a pretty good jam and beat.
Someone did a really awesome. Someone actually matched up the original Ghostbusters theme song with Ninja Rap. That was really cool.
Oh wow! I'll have to check. You'll have to after this podcast. We'll be playing email tag then to check out each other's stuff.
Yeah.
What else am I gonna say? Let's see here. Tell me about a time when I'm trying to think of another good question here for you, my man. So how about, like you say, video game? What's your greatest accomplishment in the TMNT video game verse? Have you beaten any of the games back in the day without cheating?
Well, I will admit the original Nintendo ones. I often end Turtles in Time on Super Nintendo. I often use Game Genie to get infinite lives, so I can just play the whole thing without worry about dying.
Nice.
Yeah. And like I do the same thing. Like they have, and like if you've ever played the Battle Nexus game, which is kind of based on like the later half of season 1 of the 2003 show and a little bit of the following season, they have little cheat codes like similar to that, where like you have, and like it's all sorts of like you can give them, they have faster attacks, better defense, and infinite health. And then there's also a funny one where like they make a funny noise whenever they hit a villain, hit an enemy. And stuff like that.
Was tough because did you ever get to beat the Nexus tournament? I know that one was a tough game because I had to that was the first game I actually had to order the PlayStation 2 multi-tab because I could not beat it with 2 players, and that one allowed for 4 turtles. So I needed 3 other friends in order to beat the Battle Nexus tournament.
I tried it with my nephew actually, and we managed to get through the first bout pretty good. And that unlocks some things that really helps you throughout the story mode. But I can never get past the other part. I can never get through the rest of the tournament.
Yeah,
that's a tough one. Yeah.
So let's talk current Ninja Turtles here. Do you have a favorite comic that's out now with all the ones? If you could only choose one, there's a Casey Jones, the IDW, Saturday Morning Adventures, Shredder. Is there one you would encourage readers to check out?
Definitely Saturday Morning Adventures. I really love reading that. And in fact, I was even thinking if I ever get the chance, I'd love to do a reading with the original cast who we mentioned earlier, and like they can be the Turtles. I'll be Mr. Ogg. I'll also throw a friend his voice like this was Mr. Ogg. And like there's that whole issue where he's just he puts them on trial, and there's a part where he's playing both the lawyer and the judge, and he's just like riffing off himself. I had a little fun doing that myself earlier. I had a lot of fun with that.
No, that one's a phenomenal series as well, just because we actually got a Christmas issue. We never got Christmas anywhere with the ShredderCon.
That was a good one. I liked that. And there was a couple. One I still need to read is the the baseball one they did where Casey helps them fight Tempestor. I still gotta read that one. Yeah, that's a funny one. And I love collecting all these comics, but like it just drives me crazy how they do all these like variant covers because on one hand it's really cool to collect them all, but at the same time it's kind of frustrating because like it's like you have to buy like two or three copies of the same book just to get the variant covers, and that really takes up space after a while.
Yeah. You mentioned Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Have you been reading the third new one yet?
I'm waiting for the whole thing to come out. I'm waiting for the whole thing to come out. But I kind of merely skimmed through the first two volumes, but I don't really remember them too well. I gotta reread them.
Because I'm with you. I'm waiting until the what they call it, the graphic novel comes out. That's how I like to read it, so I can get them all in one scoop. Because if I start, I'm going to be like, I need the other one. Especially, I was a big Lord Zed fan growing up, so I think it's really cool to see him and Shredder actually trying to work together here.
Yeah, and then I know people are just so obsessed with the last Ronin story arc, and like I liked the first volume, but I felt like the whole idea like a set of like other turtles was kind of like, it's like it's kind of been done already. Plus, it just isn't quite the same without having the four as we know them. One like it would have been nice if it would have been one thing if they kept Michelangelo alive for it. That would have made better sense. But yeah, it's just like it's kind of not quite the same.
Well, now, do you see us ever getting that movie that we were wanting? Because as you know, they have pulled back on that last Ronin rated R type movie now recently.
Well, I know some people I've seen on TikTok say they'd like to see it done animated. I'm like, I kind of on the same boat there. Like, I'd like to see an animated version of that story, or just like done in anime format or something.
It actually would be a good one because were you a fan of the Batman Ninja Turtles comic?
Yeah, that was a good one.
Movie? I thought that one was great.
Yeah, those are fun. Some people said, yeah, let's have the 87 Turtles in Saturday More Adventures. They can meet. Well, I think it'd be cool to have them meet the Brave and the Bold old version of Batman from Cartoon Network. But most people were using might as well just have them meet Adam West Batman. That would work too. But,
well, that's pretty much what me and my friends say now, Jeff, is that the 87 TMNT, if you go into the mindset that it's an Adam West Batman style show, you're okay. Because it's just so wonky and just these inventions and just wacky it is, because it hasn't aged well. I mean, depending on who you talk to, it's just like, compared to the 2000, just like for fun, my birthday is November 29th. So my tradition is I always watch Michelangelo's birthday. And to me, it's one of the greatest episodes because it's my favorite turtle. And I like that it's got his birthday special. But from a regular perspective, the whole story makes zero sense. I mean, mothballs are going to be your saving.
Although, I do have a theory about that. There was more to that. Those whatever Spooner was using.
Yeah, I'm intrigued.
There was more. He had a secret life outside of the turtles because he was always going on the retreats. Like, what was that guy up to in those moments? Like, what was he doing? I have all sorts of theories about. Like, I remember the Shredderville episode. That's another one where, like, I just know because he has all these mind control. But I just know he pulled an Inception there where like he created that whole scenario where they're stuck in a world where they never existed up until then.
Dude, I love the NECA toy of the Shredder with the Shredderville dollar. I don't know if you had that. Came out earlier this year.
Those toys are so expensive. I wish I could again, but it just costs so much money.
Yeah. Well, if you ever do your homework, there are chances because I know a lot of people haven't been. I don't know. It's like for me, as you can see, I like opening them. I like setting them free. Yeah. I just think it's a lot. You can change their poses and whatnot. I know some people keep it sealed and then they sell them in a couple of years. So if you ever get lucky, there are people who do those bundle sales. I found a passionate fan in not too far from where I live posted a couple on eBay, and I said, "Hey, you actually live in the same state as I do. Would you be cool if we did a meetup? We'll save shipping and shave a few bucks off the price." He's like, "Yeah." So yeah, you never know if you're gonna find them. I mean, the one I would like to get is I got to get a couple more of the movie ones. I thought that's why I like the NECA brand because we get toys we didn't have as kids. I mean, we got Danny Pennington, Kino,
I kind of wish they scaled them down so that you could like. I kind of wish NECA would make them sort of similar to the Playmates stuff, at least in size anyway, because that way you can blend them together, be easier. Like the classic the classic Playmates figures.
I guess let's rank. What is your favorite Ninja Turtle toy of all time? Could it be the kid one? It's whatever comes to mind
That's
first.
a good question. Like I like a lot. I've always loved collecting them, but like it's hard to pick a real favorite. I think I guess most people always think about the original set from 1988, but I really like the movie star turtles were really cool from the early 90s.
Hey, my brother, did you ever make a Frankenstein turtle? My brother and I, we would pull the
Yeah,
arm.
actually, this is kind of funny. So here's so I have them all piled up right here. So
Oh, nice.
so here's the movie star Leo and Raph,
Okay.
and these are I actually did pull a Frankenstein because these aren't full of the original versions I had. I had to go online on eBay and order spare versions of them for parts. Like my original movie star Leo and when Raph got their bandana tails pulled off at one point or another, and that's why I decided to pull Frankenstein with them.
Oh man, yeah, those ones were pretty cool. Growing up, they had some really funky side weapons too. I remember Michelangelo had some weird nunchuck thing.
Yeah, yo-yo thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I know one thing I really love about we were talking about Disney World. I would love if NECA did action figures of the turtles as they appeared in Disney World. That'd be funny.
Oh my God! They might be able to. They pull. Hey, we have Ninja Turtle Christmas toys from there.
Okay, yeah, so it's possible. Yeah,
never say never in the Ninja Turtle verse. We both know that.
That's what I love about these. You can do whatever you want with these characters. Really, as far as I'm concerned, there's no right or wrong version of them. You can do whatever you want.
Because TMNT Talk has said that time and time again. I mean, it's like it's with Marvel, it'd be weird seeing Spider-Man as an action figure in a baseball suit, but it works with the Turtles with Raphael. Here, it's the same thing. You can do horror, you can do serious, you can do goofy. Possibilities around us.
You have like birthday You have like birthday clowns and stuff like that. And like just whatever.
Man. Well, Jeff, where do you see the Ninja Turtle as we slowly start bringing this in for a landing? Where do you see the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle franchise in 2030, in the next 5 years?
Well, like I was talking earlier about my own vision of them. If I ever get the chance to talk to someone at Nickelodeon about, or even Kevin Eastman about my vision of Turtles, I'd love I'd love for the opportunity for that to happen, but I don't know if it ever will. But I'm going to keep working on that idea through the next few years. Maybe someday I'll get the chance to pitch it. I don't know if it'll happen or not, but we'll see.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate your website that you keep up with. So where can people find you? Because you're very engaged with fans of the TMNT verse via the Technodrome, your website, Instagram. Mm-hmm. Where can people find you, Jeff?
Just go to Jephael.com, click on the picture of the turtles, and then scroll down to like I have scroll down past the main menu, and then you'll see like a set of blocks that each represent a link to my different social media accounts like Facebook and Instagram and so on. And you can always just look up my name as it appears here, Jephael. That helps as well.
Perfect. Well, Jeff, I got one more question for you. We thank you for your time and energy here. What is your favorite Ninja Turtles quote?
That's a good one. There's so many funny ones. There's so many great ones. I'm trying to think. I can't really think offhand, but I guess I wish I had thought of this when. Well, actually, I just thought of a really good one from Ninja Turtles Adventures when they had to say when Michelangelo was blinded and he was kidnapped by the Coast Guard. So Dante and Leonardo and some friends they met up with had to go save him, and he was knocked unconscious for a bit, and then he comes to his senses, and one of these guys says, "Hey, Mickey's waking up," and Mikey's totally blind, so he's like, "No, my name's Mikey. Who the hell are you?" And I'm like, that just was so funny.
Yeah, I thought they intentionally misspelled that too. That was a good one. Dude, well, Jeff, we appreciate your time. We appreciate your love for Ninja Turtles. We wish you best of luck with your fanfic stories. Best of luck with your website. Keep up the great work. It's just nice to see that a website that has been around for now. And actually, I never asked you this. We'll ask you one more question. When did you first start your website, Jephael.com? It seems like it's been around for a while.
Probably around 2000, 2001 or so, something like that.
So almost 25 years of nothing but Ninja Turtles. And, I guess I usually like to get some inspiration here too. I'll ask one more question. If there was somebody who was listening right now and they came to their minds like, hey, you know what? I'd like to do something Jeff was doing. I'd like to create my own Ninja Turtle website. So where would you recommend they get started, and how do you do it without getting burned out?
Just take your time with it. Don't be in a rush. I know sometimes I try to rush myself with certain things, but just take time to really think of what you want to tell. Like, take time to really think of, try to, because my friend Patrick and I we're creative writers. We both kind of do this thing where it helps to have someone to bounce ideas off of like that. Make sure you have some friends to talk to about ideas, because that really helps you inspire you to come up with something you might not have thought of yourself.
Exactly. Get that mastermind team. All right, my dude. Well, cowabunga to you. And until next time, Jeff, thank you so much.
Hey, thanks.
Another episode of Shellonomics is in the books. If you guys have not yet checked out all of our other amazing episodes, we've had amazing guests. We've talked about the 1987 cartoon, 2003 cartoon, Next Mutation, coming out of their shells, video games, the comics, crossover comics like Batman and the Power Rangers, and tons of amazing content with you guys, the fans. Be sure to stop by our YouTube channel, Spotify, and Twitch. And if you have somebody who'd like to be on the show, get in touch with us at kingmikedas@gmail.com. That's KINGMIKEDAS@gmail.com.